It's that time again in the NHL, where the big names are being thrown around and people are making terrible mock trades that only benefit one team. About a year ago exactly, we made a video going over some of the most bizarre NHL trades that actually almost happened and could have changed NHL history. So while we're all wrapped up in the excitement caused by the upcoming deadline, we'll be looking at 5 more NHL trades that were almost accepted. When you hear the name Peter Chiarelli brought up in any trade, you know it's bound to be entertaining. Back when Hall was being shopped around and before Chiarelli pulled the plug on Adam Larsson, the iconic one-for-one tweet we know of today could have been completely different. Instead of the Oilers getting back Adam Larsson in return, the Oilers would instead offer Taylor Hall straight up for Cody Ceci. The deal was oh so close to becoming reality until Eugene Melnyk, being the person he is, didn't improve the trade in time due to the amount of money coming in. You can't write that. This is a classic example of just how much Chiarelli and Melnyk have impacted their franchises for all the wrong reasons. For Edmonton, you're probably better off this didn't happen as you got Larsson instead, but I'm sure you'd rather have Taylor Hall stay in Edmonton. This would have been another example of just how impatient the Flyers organization is with their young talent. Claude Giroux was just breaking out into the league at the time, and the Flyers were in win-now mode. They were in desperate need of some help on the blue line and contacted Tampa Bay for some help. Keep in mind, the Flyers came up with this idea. One that would ship off Claude Giroux to the Lightning in exchange for Paul Ranger 1-for-1. This deal looks like an absolute steal for the Lightning, but Brian Lawton, the GM at the time, stated he saw the offer and declined due to Giroux being an unproven talent. Just imagine if this deal was made. This was right around the time when Montreal offered Subban, Price, and Pacioretty for the Cavalier as well. So imagine the amount of talent Tampa could have added on by 2010. Datsuk was discussing a new contract and both sides seemed to be stuck, and Holland was actually considering trading Datsuk. Wouldn't that have been something? The initial thought was to trade him to New Jersey for an upcoming free agent in Scott Gomez, who in Holland's mind would be easier to negotiate with. Both players had outstanding years as well. Datsuk posted 87 points and Gomez 84, so with only a 3-point difference, you could kinda see where Holland was coming from. But Datsuk was eventually able to negotiate a deal and stayed in Detroit, and that decision helped him clinch the cup not once but twice. As for Gomez, well, he left to sign with the Rangers only to derail completely and get shipped off to Montreal, so safe to say it was better off that this move didn't get pulled off. This deal would have been huge. At the time, Montreal was in desperate need of an elite center, and this was around the time where Hall got traded away. But Hall wouldn't be the player going back to Montreal in this deal. PK Subban got traded to Nashville moments after Hall got sent to New Jersey, but Subban could have went somewhere else on that same day as well. The rumored deal would have sent Subban to Edmonton in exchange for a first-round pick, an unnamed roster defenseman, and Leon Draisaitl. This would have been a massive overpayment considering Hall got shipped out that same day. So based on the trades we've discussed so far, Edmonton would have got Subban and Ceci instead of just Adam Larsson, but at the cost of Hall and Draisaitl and a roster defenseman. For once, Chiarelli seemed like a genius. The Oilers would probably still be in the basement if these moves happened. This is perhaps the strangest deal that almost happened, and it doesn't even involve a single player. In fact, it involves 2 entire teams. The Maple Leafs and Oilers could have potentially swapped cities. Leafs owner Harold Ballard was having severe financial issues at the time and actually tried to trade away their current location for another to do so. Obviously, they hit up the Oilers owner Pocklington and proposed a trade that would send the Maple Leafs to Edmonton along with an additional $50 million and send the Oilers to Toronto. Pocklington was super excited as Toronto would have been a cash cow and Pocklington could have showcased Gretzky to a larger audience. But Ballard dropped out for unknown reasons and left Pocklington disappointed. Imagine if these deals actually happened. The league we know of today would look extremely different. It's always fun to look back on the what ifs because, as we all know, one trade can change an entire team or GM's future. But if there's one thing we'll always know, is that come the deadline, we will always
have a trade to announce. And for those of you in the building, you'll be particularly interested.